Hello there. Welcome to Project Fire Fist. And this video is going to be an informational resource type of video that I mentioned would happen in the Declaration of Intent, alongside documentation of the project itself, which will be coming. I got to thinking about this topic due to saying the term original character in the Declaration of Intent video. And it got me thinking about terminology, particularly original character and canon character, and how it's important not to assume everybody's always going to be in the exact same page as you. And anybody new to thinking in this way, either for costuming or otherwise, may still be refining and understanding those terminologies for themselves. So in an effort to help put information out there to do that, and to kind of at least get you on a similar page to me for what I'm talking about in future videos and the like, I thought I would discuss the original character and the canon character concept. Now, this isn't unique to Star Wars, but this is a Star Wars costuming project after all, right? So, therefore, I'm going to talk about it only in Star Wars. So, I'm going to start with the canon character. And this isn't official stuff in terms of definitions. I'm just giving you the way I kind of run with it and the guidelines that I kind of think about with it to help just get us on the same page, like I said. So a canon character is, simply put, an official character from the setting. Now, the way I do it is I err on the side of safety. So let's just say a certain comic book series run is no longer canon in the official Star Wars universe front and center, and no character in there is official canon anymore either, therefore. I still view them as a canon character for the purposes of visuals and everything else, even though they may never make it into the true mainstream canon of Star Wars, if that makes any sense. I do that to err on the side of caution, just to be safe. But basically, an official character is a canon character. And from all sources. So you have Boba Fett and Vader from the movies. You have Boba Fett from The Mandalorian. You have Din Djarin. You have Revan and Malik, right? And so on. I also lump in here, because on the costuming sense of things, they follow the exact same criteria, the official rank and file. Things like your sand troopers and your clone troopers and everything else. Yes, some of them have names, like the commanders and some others of note, and those are more canon character, real, if you will, than the rank and file. But even the nameless and the faceless rank and file ones follow a very particular formula for what they look like. A sand trooper looks a particular way, and so on. So to do that, you are replicating said look, and therefore they follow the purview of a canon character for my thoughts, and so I lump them in here as well. So that's pretty straightforward. Your basic roadmap for what you want to do is finished the moment you really decide on it. You want to do Jango Fett? Boom. That basic roadmap is done. Now you are going to be obsessing over every screen grab and angled shot of the character to really see what weathering is where, what if fabric or whatever is that, how can I replicate it if I don't want to use the exact same material, and so on down the line. So it can be quite a exhaustive investigation. And for certain things, such as the original trilogy, sometimes a character's look varies slightly from movie to movie. So you have to kind of pick one and run with it. Now, having said that, there's also the ethereal, the mannerisms and personality of the character. When you inhabit that costume, you are basically playing a role. And if you can impart and imbue a bit of that mannerism and personality to a small degree into the character as you move around in it and are at conventions and interacting with people, whatever, it really helps sell the look. Think of something like that sidelong glance of Boba Fett, or the imposing presence of Vader in the way he stands and how they walk, the way in which stormtroopers walk and hunch when they're getting ready to shoot or whatever. These things are mannerisms that people associate with the character. When they see it, even though they're not consciously aware of it, it really does help complete the look. On the other side of this coin is the original character. these are not official characters. These are what we make up ourselves to basically imbue ourselves into the setting. The ultimate goal is to have it look seamless, right? That if theoretically I was able to show up to a set in full costume to be a background character, it wouldn't look out of place at all. That's the way I look at it as the ultimate goal, right? As such, you must keep in mind the aesthetics of the overall setting and the aesthetics of the faction you're going for. Color choice and stuff is important as well. And you have to keep in mind what is restricted a little bit. Original characters don't have the full gambit of creative options necessarily, in the interest of keeping them distinctly different from canon characters. Jango Fett has a very cool look, right? Not even talking about the flight suit, but just the silver with the blue. Very clean, very classy. A color palette that I'm sure a lot of people like. Now, that doesn't mean you can't do that yourself, but if you're going to have very similar armor variation for your Mandalorian, right? And you want to do the blue in the exact same spots, but you're doing a different colored flak. Let's say flak and flight suit, flak vest and flight suit. You're adding a cape, or you're adding other, accessories to it because it's your own character. It still might be too close for costuming club approval, for example. And when you're out there in the wild, people are going to look at you and go, were they trying to do a certain character because they missed it by just a little bit? It's a weird situation, right? That's why typically things such as a very particular patented look, if you will, is not usable for original characters. If you're doing an original character Sith, Darth Vader's helmet, for example, and Kylo Ren's helmet stuff wouldn't be usable. If you're doing a Mandalorian, the dented helmet of Boba Fett is a signature look for Boba Fett. And certain color palette combinations you have to be keeping in mind as well, just to make sure you won't be in that weird boat of either not getting approved if you're looking for costuming approval by a club because you're too close to a canon character, or for fans to look at you and be like, that's not the correct way to do that character, and then you explain it's my own character and they go, oh, okay, I guess. That is something to keep in mind. In any case, that's just some basic rundowns of canon character and original character. By no means official law of a definition, just the way I look at it for my ease and sake. And now, if you stumble across this, we can be on a similar page, and maybe it can help you refine the way you think about these terminologies. Anyways, thanks so much for sticking through this one. I know it wasn't really documenting the project itself, but informational resource is always good to have out there. If you've made it this far, awesome. Share your own thoughts in the comment section, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, take care.